Wow. Hello! Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's makeup is gonna be what I call raspberry makeup. We've seen the latte makeup, the strawberry makeup trends, and I want to do a more cool toned look where we use a bunch of pinks and berry toned colors. This look is gonna be perfect for Valentine's Day, or maybe you're doing a Galentine's Day, so this is gonna be perfect for that. Let's just go ahead and get started. Gonna clip my hair away using these cute little sparkly clips. The technique I'm gonna be using today is gonna be underpainting, so I'm just gonna go straight in with blush. This trick that Rosemary Swift used for the Victoria's Secret models is just gonna give you that nice flush, and it's not gonna be so intense. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to make sure that I have kind of like a flush from within that is gonna peek through the layers we're gonna do on top. Here it's a bit more intense than on the other side, so I'm just putting on some more product on the back of my hand and blending that onto my brush so that I can place it in a way where I don't really need to do much blending at all, because I have already done that on the back of my hand and the product is nice and distributed evenly onto the brush. The next brush I'm gonna take is this one. I'm going to be putting on my my CC cream. I'm just blending it onto the bristles of my brush, like really working it in. Place a little bit here and here, just making sure that I have enough on these areas, although it's not really necessary, but these are the areas where I want to make sure that I'm well covered. So I will be putting a little bit of that CC cream underneath here. Now I wouldn't usually recommend doing that, but I just look a bit more tired today than I usually do, and I wouldn't mind a little bit extra coverage. And not forgetting the sides of my face. Just picking up a little bit more. As you can see, I don't have much left, but there is still some product on the brush and on the back of my hand that I will just use to make sure everything is blended out very well on the corners and the very last bits down here. Now, if you're gonna have on a cute little top instead of a sweater like I'm wearing right now, it's a good idea to blend the CC cream or foundation, whatever you're using, down onto your neck and maybe also your décolletage, is that how you say it? And just making sure that you're all matchy and that it looks more natural than it would otherwise, just to, you know, look extra cute. With the tiny bit that might be left on the brush, I'm just gonna go over here, just because my skin is very thin and I don't want my veins to pop through. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer and just dab a little bit on here. Gonna go in with the Expert concealer brush and just work it in like that. Now again, normally it's better to put it on the back of your hand instead of directly on the skin, but I really want to make sure that everything is so well covered, and I don't really mind if I have on a little bit too much concealer. Okay. I will be mixing my concealer for the rest of my under eye area. So I'm going in with a very light concealer and then this warm one, just to see if I cannot get it to match my skin tone a little bit better. And I'm just mixing it together on the back of my hand. I'm kind of staying away from right underneath my eye where the lashes are, because that area creases very easily and very fast, so it's better not to put anything there. Just picking up a little bit more of that concealer onto the brush and doing the other side of the eye, going over where I already went and going into this inner corner here where I have a vein popping through. Picking up a little bit more. And also covering a little bit more precisely, a little bit more of that concealer onto the brush. I'm missing a little bit more dimension on my face, so I will just take a tiny bit more of that very light concealer, again blending it into my brush, and I'm doing that on top of where the concealer was and where the CC cream was, just to soften it a little bit. But I'm just gonna be applying it here so that my cheekbones will pop a little bit more. I also need a little bit more dimension in other areas, so since I picked up most of it, I will put a little dot again. Really, you don't need a lot, so that's why I'm putting so little every time, just to make sure I'm not putting too many layers and making it look cakey. So I just need a little bit of brightness here and here. Now, if you have blended the product onto the bristles of the brush very well, you will notice that you don't really need to blend because you already did that. So the application of the makeup is actually so much faster. And by the way, I'm not bothering to cover up this red spot that I have from a pimple, because I actually like real skin to peek through, and I like others being able to see that I do have imperfections. I am a human being after all. I'm not too keen on making everything too perfect or too, you know, as long as everything is well blended, I'm happy. So just like that. Now with the tiny bit of product that might be left on this brush, I'm just gonna go over where I put that red blush, just to make sure that that area is also very well blended. And remember that since this is underpainting, I will be putting on blush on top, a powder or a cream blush. I'm gonna do it on top just to make sure it pops. I do want my forehead to be slightly shorter, so I'm also putting it here. Maybe I want a little bit of contouring under my jawline. Very, very small amounts will do. If you want to do more, go ahead. Also, if you want to wear bronzer, please go ahead and do that. I just like to not put on bronzer during winter time. And also I will say that this way for me is also a way to learn to embrace my very pale skin even more. So just do whatever you want, because really makeup is supposed to be fun and you're allowed to customize. Actually, not just allowed, but you definitely should be customizing makeup to your face and your features. Like, everyone wants to look like Monica Bellucci, and trust me, I would love to look like that, absolutely love, but I just don't. And if I try to do her makeup on me like exactly the same, it's just not gonna make me look like her at all. In fact, it might make me look worse, and that's because that makeup is tailor-made for her. So what you need to be doing is to tailor make your makeup for your features and your coloring. So yeah, like I said, if you want to wear bronzer, go ahead and do it. If it makes you look cuter, if it makes you feel cuter, go ahead and do it, girl. Honestly, I just yeah. So just a very light hand, as you can see, but I just want to enhance that shade that was already on my face. And now I just want to blend out the contour up here, not dragging it down too much, because what I'm trying to do is shorten my forehead a little bit. But let's say you have a very round face, it's better for you to place your contour on the sides of your forehead instead, to elongate your face. Again, you're supposed to customize makeup to your features. Also, if you have a very long face, then you want to be doing the same that I'm doing and shortening your face instead of making it even longer. So there we go. With whatever I have left, I'm just gonna go a little bit lower on my skin and making sure that it is very well blended. So I haven't actually tried using a bigger brush for this specific blush, so wish me luck. I'm just gonna swipe it down first, see if that distributes the product evenly. It looks as if it did. And then I'm just gonna be popping that onto the very center of my cheekbone and cheek area, and then slightly elongating it like that and tapping it more than anything else. I want to elongate the cheekbones a little bit, and I suggest you do the same, unless that really doesn't suit you, of course. Oh, am I getting into blush blindness again? Oh my god. Okay, with whatever I have left, I'm just gonna be applying some up here on the bridge of my nose, especially right here on that area, because that is so cute. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more on there, and then a tiny bit on the very point of my at the very tip of my chin. Just gonna do my brows, and yeah. Okay, you have no idea, but literally 30 minutes passed because I was almost running out of space on my SD card. So brows are now done. Haven't set my face or anything, so I would like to do that now, especially since it's been quite a while. I will use my Gosh waterproof setting spray, picking up a little bit. Ooh, it doesn't look like it's a little bit, but just a little bit on my brush, and then just placing it under my eye, doing the same on the other side, making sure that I'm tapping, putting the excess on my lids just to set a little bit of product, tiny bit around here and right there, just to make sure we are somewhat set. I want to try using my BB powder just to set my forehead ever so lightly and under here and the nose, just like that, sides of the face. We can put a little bit more here and on the very top, and that is pretty much your base done, except for highlighter, and maybe I'll add a tiny bit more blush. I would just like to curl my eyelashes just a little bit. I like doing it before eyeshadow just because sometimes that eyeshadow that I would have applied gets onto my eyelash curler and I don't like that. So for the eyes, just use whatever you have. I will be going in with this Huda palette, and I would also like to go in with this palette, taking this brush here, picking it up. So on my blending brush, I'm just doing a little bit of eyeshadow in the crease, and I'm choosing a light color just so that it's easier to blend the other colors that we will be putting on. Light brown shade here, just to focus that on the outer part of my crease, but still blending it in just to make that a little bit darker and making sure that it is blended. A little bit on here. Now I would like to use this color flat shader brush right here. This is gonna go in the center of the lid. Right there. And then with whatever is left on the brush, I will just blend it out a little bit on the sides. Of course, with this, you want to make sure that the color is placed all the way down by the lash line, just so that you don't have a gap in between your eye and the color on your lid. I will take another blending brush and just take a little bit of the color and dragging it up to the crease, just so we have kind of a continuous wash of color. You won't necessarily have to do this if you don't have hooded eyes like I do. Just blending that out with whatever is left on the brush. For the outer part of my lids, I would like to deepen up the shades. For that, I will be mixing this color and this color. And just placing that down here. It's okay if you're touching your crease. Just really concentrating it out there. Taking the same brush from before. You don't have to put on any new product. And you're just gonna be blending together the two colors in the crease on both eyes, of course. I haven't dipped this brush back into any color because I want to blend the color on the lid. So just with tiny tapping motions, I will be doing that, making sure that everything is even. And blend, blend, blend. If on one eye you can see that your eyeshadow is starting to drag out a little bit too far, you can just use the same brush that you used for setting your concealer just to clean up the edges. And one last blend for the road. Okay. I'm gonna go in with my sparkly shade. And this is an eyeshadow from Kiko. It's a glitter eyeshadow in the color Sphere. So it looks like it's a bit taupey in the pan, but when you put it on, it really is mostly just silver. Just taking a small little shader brush, carefully, I will be placing that on the inner third. I'm concentrating the product in the very inner corner and then slowly dragging it out towards that pink color that we put on first. Now there's barely anything left on the brush, so I will just be going in a little bit closer towards the center of the eye, but still keeping it basically on the first inner third. And blending it in. So do you see how that just adds a little bit of interest, a little bit of sparkle? Picking up some more and going in on the other eye, dragging it out towards that pink. I hope you can tell how sparkly this is. The pink is not really pinking. The pink is not really as pink as I would like it to be. So I will just go back in with this color and concentrating it on the very center of my lid down towards my lash line. I'm just gonna take a really small shader brush and ever so slightly dip it into that really pink color and just apply it here. Time for the lower lash. I'm just gonna be picking up the shade here using my flat liner brush. And then just connecting it a little bit. And connecting it. So I feel like the silver glitter is taking over a little bit too much, so I'm going back in with a tiny shader brush and that really intense pink color and going further in. That's a little bit better. To really tie it all together, I will be highlighting my inner corner. Right there. Okay, there we go. Nice and sparkly. That is basically the eyes done, except for mascara. Now I'm just placing it a bit more here to elongate the lashes on this part of the eye. I really feel how the lip balm that I applied before I started filming is like slowly fading away. Right, so that's what the lashes look like right now. I always have a tendency to, for whatever reason, put on more mascara on one eye than the other. So I'm just going in with a little bit more. So that is what my lashes look like. As you might know, I prefer to skip putting mascara on my bottom lashes. If that's not a vibe for you, go ahead and place your mascara on the bottom lashes as well, but I'm gonna be skipping that. I took off my lip balm. For the lips, we will first be lining our lips with this Gosh waterproof lip liner in the color Rose. It is one of my perfect colors, so I'm very excited to be wearing that. It's a really nice, soft and muted, cool toned kind of berry color, almost like a dusty rose. Next, I'm going in with a stain from the Body Shop in the color Brave. Next product is my YSL Love Shine. It looks like that. I thought it would be perfect for today. The shade is 202. I love this lipstick. I absolutely adore it, and I just adore this lip combo. Also, if you don't like wearing too much, or if you want a cute lip combo for your date that is not with a lipstick or a lip stain, I would use the same lip liner and your favorite pink raspberry toned lip oil. It's gonna be so cute. This is also an amazing combo. Those 4 products are my favorite lip products. They're just oof, love, love, love. Also, I recommend not wearing lip gloss if you're going out on a date, not just because it's sticky, but because it just breaks down everything so much faster. The same with a lip oil. Maybe wear a stain underneath, but it's just gonna, the color is just gonna disappear so much faster. So no lip gloss. Now you might be thinking, okay, we're done with our makeup, but no, we are not done. We still need our highlighter. I'm gonna be using my favorite one. Also, I recommend you to use your favorite one, and I'm just gonna be dabbing a little bit on the high points of my cheeks before we go in with our setting spray. I'm also gonna be putting a little bit here on the bridge of my nose, kind of towards the top, and then right here. You can do a bit more if you want, but I feel like it's already so shiny and sparkly that we don't need to put as much highlighter. I will just be going in with my dewy setting spray from ABH. Smells so good. Do we love it? It's so cute. I feel like this look is so Valentine's coded. Let me zoom you guys in. Ah, I love this makeup. This is one of my favorite makeup looks. Alright, so that is the finished look. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. Let me know if you want a tutorial on underpainting. I didn't do it justice today and I didn't follow the technique exactly. If you've watched so far, I would love for you to comment a little heart. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to do something good for your health today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Bye!